So what's up, everybody? My name is Elliott Connie, and I have the honor and privilege of being invited to speak at the Anxiety Summit. And I'm gonna talk about two things. I'm gonna talk about or I'm gonna do two things. I should say. I'm gonna do the keynote, one of the keynotes anyway, at the Anxiety Summit, and I'm gonna do a workshop about solution focused brief therapy and how we use this approach to treat anxiety. And I'm super excited about it. Like I'm so thrilled that I get to do it. And I want to tell you why. Growing up, I had a tremendous amount of anxiety, with a extra bit of depression thrown in the side. Growing up, it was just a really hard life for me, and I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know how to get rid of that anxiety. I didn't know how to alleviate myself of that anxious feeling. And I lived my life with like this knot in my stomach. Like literally every single day, I was afraid of something, and just had this like what I can only describe as this like horrible knot in my stomach. And it got to the point where the only way that I could think to alleviate that experience, the only way that I could think to get rid of that feeling, was to kill myself. Was to end my life. Was to literally not be here anymore. I get really frustrated when people think that suicidal thoughts are mostly attached to like depression, but to me, it's mostly attached to hopelessness. Like every single day, I had this fear that like my father was going to continue to abuse me, or the teachers were going to call my house and tell my dad that I was being mischievous at school. And I was mischievous at school, nothing crazy. Like I wasn't at school selling drugs or joining gangs, but you talk too much, you forget your homework here and there. Those things would get me significantly beaten at home. And then I, as a consequence of that, I just lived with so much anxiety, and I lived with so much struggle, that I really couldn't think of how to solve it other than to literally not be here and take my own life. And I spent a lot of time thinking about that. And then everything changed. Everything changed. Someone came into my life and caused me to think about the future I wanted to have. And I learned an incredibly important lesson. I learned that hope could solve problems. Think about that for a second. Like, not just like the problem being solved because someone like changed my circumstances. I was still living at home with this very difficult father. I was still going through very difficult things. But someone gave me hope. Oh, looks like I have. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I have. I'm in an Airbnb in. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I think the connection might have just got lost. I'm in an Airbnb in Las Vegas. I'm here doing an event, and the Wi-Fi is not always super great. So anyway, um, so I learned that hope could solve problems. Like it didn't solve the problem. I was still living in the home with this person. I was still going through difficult things, but someone came into my life and helped me think about a future that I hoped for. And all of a sudden, I was really excited about this life I was trying to create. And I was really interested about doing things differently in the future. And I was really excited about how I would create a different experience for me in the future. And it completely removed my anxiety. And I remember being shocked. I was 19 years old, and I remember being shocked to realize you can live an anxiety-free life. People often talk to me about like help me cope with my anxiety, and I always think to myself, well, what if we just got rid of it? What if you just got to live a life without anxiety? That was 19 for me. I'm now 46, and I don't struggle with anxiety anymore because I have such a profound level of hope. So, what do I want to talk to you guys about at the Anxiety Summit, which all of you, I want you to come to this summit. I think it's so important because we all have gone through a like collective trauma right now. Like the whole world is going through this trauma. Like how many of you have ever logged on to social media because you wanted to watch a cute cat video or you wanted to look at pictures from your friends' kids, and you saw something that literally made you anxious? You saw a news story, you saw some viral video going nuts in the world, and it literally makes you anxious. Like we need ideas and thoughts about anxiety now more than we ever have before, which is why the Anxiety Summit is so important, and why I think every professional in this space needs to come to this event. Because there's a lot, Elliott Connie, circa 1993, was experiencing anxiety because of something that was happening in his home. The world right now is experiencing anxiety because we're in a 24-hour cycle giving us news and information that makes us anxious. I literally, I used to get, I don't struggle with anxiety anymore in that same way, but back in 2020 when like COVID happened and the political scene was going crazy and we had that election happening, every morning I'd look at my phone and I'd have anxiety about like, what am I about to learn on this phone? Like as soon as I wake up and I brush my teeth and I start my day, I knew when I grabbed my phone, I was going to get a bunch of alerts from things that are just going haywire in the world. And that creates a level of anxiety. So we all need this. Like this is something that we are all dealing with. We are all struggling with. Our clients are all dealing with it. Our clients are all struggling with it. And we need to be able to be there for them and have our clinical skills guide us and help them get through these difficult times. And I learned as a person that you can get through hard times by having hope for a new future. I learned as a young kid, life without anxiety is possible. Like think about that for a second. Like you don't have to be anxious. And in my keynote, I'm going to talk to you about how to manifest hope in your life. I was just telling the organizers of this event, I have to apologize to them. My schedule is super crazy, and there's things they're waiting on me to deliver for them, and I got to deliver them. And part of the holdup has been I'm spending a lot of time in Los Angeles, California, making a TV show. My fifth book is about to come out, so I had to meet that deadline. Like crazy things have been happening, and people ask me all the time, like, how did you do this? And I tell them I manifested it when I was 19. My brain shifted from thinking about all the things that cause me anxiety to thinking about all the things that like make me excited and all the things I wanted to have in my life. And now I have them. Now I have them. And I want to help people make that shift from thinking about what's making you anxious and thinking about what's causing you that level of angst and thinking about what's giving you that like pit in your stomach. I want to help you guys think about the things that make you excited and that lift your spirit, give you energy. I want to help you guys think about the things that please you. And in my keynote at the Anxiety Summit, that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk to you about how to manifest instead of ruminate. I'm going to talk to you about how to create a future that you can be in love with, to be excited about, instead of living in fear of your present circumstances. I'm going to talk about how to overcome your anxiety and live the life of your dreams and be the very best version of yourself. I'm also going to do a workshop where I'm going to talk to you about solution-focused brief therapy, which is the type of therapy that I do, type of therapy that I've been known for. I really love doing this work. And I'm excited to talk to you guys about that, because what this is about is how to talk to your clients in a way that allows them to create what we call their preferred future, which allows them to create the life that they want to be living and step out of their difficult circumstances. It's gonna be super fun. Like sometimes people hire me for events, and I'm always grateful that they do, and sometimes they hire me for events and it's just like a job. This one, like I am so excited. I wish I could wake up tomorrow and it would already be December 1st and 2nd, because I am so on fire to talk to people about this, because I think anxiety is more of an issue now than it's ever been before, which makes you guys that much more important, right? Which makes you guys that much more relevant, which makes what you're trying to do that much more special. So if you don't believe me, I'm going to give you a pragmatic thing I want you to do. I'm gonna give you like a little nugget of gold that I want you to think about. And what I want you to be thinking about is, what do you hope for in your life? And I want you to every single day think about this thing that you are hoping for in your life. I want you to every single day think about what it is in your life you're hoping to manifest, and be intentional about that thought. I want you to wake up and have that thought. I want you to take a note and write it down. I want you to spend as much time as you can thinking about that thought. The current thought on my mind is, I've got a bunch of meetings. I've signed a contract out in LA to like create a television show, and my current thought is I want to make the greatest television show and make it this big old hit. And I spend a lot of time thinking about that thing. I spend a lot of time thinking about what that will look like and how that will be and how people will experience it. I spend a lot of time manifesting it. And I want you to spend time thinking about what you're hoping to create, what you're hoping to experience. Because the more time you can spend focused on your dreams, and the things you want to create, it gives less space for you to talk about things that make you anxious. And when things that make you anxious pop into your mind, then it almost becomes just like a part of the journey, instead of something that you live in fear of, and that causes that debilitating experience of being like frozen and stuck and have that, like I said, that like knot in your stomach feeling. I want you guys to go beyond that, and with intention, I want you to think about something in your life you're hoping to manifest, something in your life you're hoping to create, something in your life you're hoping to experience. And if you can do that, I promise it will have a negative impact on how much anxiety is in your life. Now, please come to this event and listen to my keynote. I'm going to talk to you about exactly how to do that in your life. I'm going to talk about exactly how to do that, like as a daily habit, as a daily ritual. I'm going to go deep into like the nuances of how to keep your mind focused, and I mean laser focused, on the things that give you joy instead of things that give you anxiety. And then come to my workshop. I'm going to talk to you about how to use solution focused brief therapy to help your clients kind of put his anxiety aside and live life as their best self. I'm going to talk to you about how to help your clients put anxiety aside and help them become the absolute best version of themselves. And remember, like, anxiety is no longer something that we all can't relate to, because we are living in times. I don't know if you guys saw the election last night. I probably got, no joke, I probably got about 50 text messages from friends who were just freaking out about like how the world is going to be after this election cycle, and what it means for the next election cycle. Like, we all have experienced a touch of anxiety, given the world in which we currently live in, which makes the Anxiety Summit, in my opinion, one of the most important events in our field, because it addresses this thing that we all have going on that is now just a part of the human experience. And I don't know that you could have said that a generation ago, but I think you can certainly say it now, that we are going through such unprecedented times that anxiety is just a part of the human experience now, and we have to honor that as helping professionals. And I commend Pessy for being willing to do an event about this topic. I'm excited to be a part of this event, and I'm excited to invite you to come and listen to my keynote, which is going to blow you away. I promise you. If you are out there and you want to manifest greatness in your life, I want you to come to my keynote, because I'm going to talk to you about how to manifest greatness in your life and make sure anxiety does not get in your way. And come to my workshop, because I'll show you how to use solution-focused brief therapy to help your clients move beyond their anxieties and go to a future where they're living as their very, very best selves. So come join me. The event is December 1st and 2nd. It's online. You can register at the website. I think it's there on the screen right now. It's pessy.com/Anxiety Summit 2022. And you get to hear Elliott Connie and many others, actually. You get to hear many other great professionals talk about this topic. So come join us. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be epic. It's going to be great. And can't wait to see you guys.